Welcome and welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Dizzy McNatural, aka Just Tommy. Today's video, however, we're going to talk a little bit about Xbox canceling, or Microsoft, I should say, canceling games, shutting down studios, having mass layoffs, and how this could affect the industry, but more importantly, why they did it, in my opinion. So let's jump into it, shall we?
I'm stronger, I'm smarter, I'm better. I am better!
Okay, so with this article here that I have pulled up is from GameSpot's website by Eddie Makuch. I think that's how you say his name. All of the Xbox games canceled and studios closed in Microsoft's latest mass layoff. And remember, this is Microsoft, not Xbox. So it's across the board through the whole company worldwide. And they say that in here. Close to 9,000 people at Microsoft has been laid off worldwide, cutting 4% of its staff, which is a very small amount. They employ more than 200,000 people globally, which is an astronomical amount of people, if you ask me. We have Phil Spencer here sending memos out to staff addressing the cuts. They said it's necessary to allow for the enduring success of Xbox. We will end or decrease work in certain areas of the business and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness. We must make choices now for continued success in future years, and a key part of that strategy is the discipline to prioritize the strongest opportunities. We will protect what is thriving and concentrate effort on areas with the greatest potential. So essentially what that is basically them trimming the fat. That's what they're doing with these closures, layoffs, and cancellations. 3 of the Call of Duty studios have been affected by the layoffs. We have Raven Software, High Moon Studios, and Sledgehammer Games. They've all felt the effects of the layoffs, and I really don't understand when the gaming community and the media comes out here and bashes a game like Call of Duty and how it's been stagnant and the same over and over and over, and it's the worst shape that it's ever been in. But then they make changes like layoffs, and then people were like, wow, why Microsoft is so horrible, Xbox is trash. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Next up here, Turn 10 Studios, of course, Forza Motorsport developer. They're getting nearly 50% of their staff let go. Now, you have to understand, 50% of the staff, it seems like from the outside looking in, there's a lot of positions that may not have been needed in Turn 10. They don't pump out games yearly. It's every so many years they release a game, so this is Xbox and Microsoft trimming the fat of their company. That's essentially what it is. Now, whether this is going to affect quality of video games, that's still yet to be seen. So that is what it is. Rare's Everwild game got canceled, which I don't think there was a lot of marketing from this game anyways, but the biggest thing that I think a lot of people are skipping over from this game being canceled is it's been reportedly in development for 10 years. Even after a reboot, it says Rare couldn't find the right direction for this project. So it's almost like a Redfall situation where it's like, we don't know where to go with this game. Now, this is on leadership. Leadership should have never let this go on for that long. A decade of development and nothing, no headway. We don't know what we're doing here. That's crazy. So leadership should be punished for that, in my opinion. We have ZeniMax reportedly had a new MMO codenamed Blackbird in development in some sort of fashion from 2018 up until now. That's crazy. That's almost another decade-long game with nothing to show for it. That's crazy. Of course there's going to be games that are canceled like that. That makes sense. This is the biggest one right here, though. Breaks my heart. Perfect Dark and the Initiative. I don't really know about the Initiative. It was a newer studio. They really didn't put anything out, I don't believe, because Microsoft had just opened it for this game specifically, but they are not only closing the initiative, but they canceled the Perfect Dark game, which kind of sucked. It sucks. It was reported that it was in rough shape. I don't know how true that is, and a lot of people are speculating over on X, and there's reports that the gameplay that have been shown from Xbox was apparently faked. I don't know how far that is. I don't get into speculation and rumors. I'm not big on that. I wait and see what actual truths come out about the stuff. I hate reporting or talking about rumors. I think it's silly. But this is the biggest thing, man, that really, really sucks, because this game looked like it had some sort of potential. And I really just don't understand why Microsoft, or especially Microsoft or Xbox in this situation, why they can't take an IP like this and see that maybe the initiative or whatever game studio is making it, if it's in rough shape, why are we not stepping in, looking at it and going, okay, let's take what you have together and maybe give it to a different company, development company that we have. For example, why not use High Moon, Sledgehammer, Raven, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, one of these companies? Why not break off a small couple of developers from that and have them develop it in the engine of Call of Duty? I mean, this is a great engine, in my opinion. If it wasn't, the game wouldn't be so popular. So why not do that? I don't understand game development, so there could be a big issue, but I just don't see why you couldn't take the ideas, the concept art, everything, move it over to a different engine and a development team. Maybe there's more to it than that. Of course, we had Sledgehammer, High Moon, had some layoffs as well. And then we have Blizzard and Warcraft Rumble. Warcraft Rumble isn't going to have any more content being added. Aftermath reports some Blizzard employees will shift different roles and others will be let go. And we don't know what the actual number is there. They're speculating about 100 people. And yeah, I mean, this comes from big acquisitions. This is something it seems like happens in the industry, and it seems like it's going to happen a lot more frequently, considering that these companies are starting to invest heavily in AI, especially with Microsoft. I think they spent a couple billion in AI just recently. So it's just a matter of time before a lot more layoffs happen, and not just from Microsoft, but with other studios and other companies as well. But this doesn't come too much as a shock. There was rumors there was an actual announcement where we knew layoffs were coming here in this next week or so from Microsoft, but we didn't really know what was going to happen with the studios and the games being canceled. So it is what it is. Perfect Dark being the biggest surprise, in my opinion. And like I said, if leadership couldn't step in and see that it was in a rough shape sooner, why not move it over to a different development company? It just doesn't make sense. They have it's not like they don't have the companies to do so. So it is what it is. But all in all, I think this is just another layer of shedding the fat, trimming the fat from a company. It happens, man. It does suck. Layoffs always suck because real people's jobs and livelihoods are affected by this, especially coming right before the 4th of July weekend. It's almost like pouring salt into a wound. But yeah, I think it's just Microsoft and Xbox just trimming the fat, and leadership not really paying too much attention to development teams that should be paid attention to, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You can't complain. This is what I don't understand. People can't complain that Redfall was such a disaster, but then when Microsoft says, "Hey, we're trying our best not to let this happen again, so we're cutting people, we're having layoffs," then people are in an uproar. It's like they want their cake and they want to eat it too. Like, it doesn't make sense. You want to keep your cake, but you also want to eat it at the same time. It don't make sense. Like, people just it's weird. It's weird narratives that people like to push, but it is what it is. That's my take on it. If you like the video, make sure you leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my content. And as always, it has been your boy. It's been real, and I'm out. Later.